We've all heard about the move to so-called cloud-based software in the supply chain, but what about warehouse management systems, or WMS? They've been slow to move into the cloud. Why is that? And is anything changing to alter those dynamics? Well, that's what we're going to discuss here today. This is a big change in the WMS market. Now, before we do that, let's just quickly review the benefits of cloud-based software generally. You've probably heard of most of them. One is certainly lower costs of software deployments. Second, there is usually no upfront expensive software license fees. You pay as you go on a subscription basis. Importantly, with cloud software, the upgrade path is typically much easier and less expensive than traditionally deployed software, so you can always stay fresh. And especially with regard to warehouse management systems, all of the above have made cloud WMS a good fit for smaller, less complex facilities. But there have been some challenges with WMS in the cloud to this point in its market evolution, especially for more complex distribution. Let's start with the fact that the largest WMS providers, both best-of-breed and ERP-based solutions, have not to date really embraced cloud-based WMS solutions. That has limited the number of alternatives out there. And let's face it, many of them are really hooked on financial models that depend on heavy services revenues. The cloud-only WMS providers have generally had limited functionality, limiting their appeal to more complex operations. And even for smaller facilities, setup and configuration can still be more complicated and require more IT support than companies would like or can provide. And finally, there have also been concerns about response times for things like radio frequency equipment and material handling systems. Well, we've got great news. Here at Softeon, our new WMS cloud solution breaks through all of those limitations, providing all the benefits of cloud-based deployment, but without the limitations of existing cloud-based WMS offerings. Let me give you some examples. Let's start with almost limitless functionality in cloud solution. Functionality that is deployed in a unique and innovative approach. With Softeon WMS Cloud, you start with a base system that is meant for the most basic DC operations. But let's say you need more capabilities, either at the time of deployment or down the road. With Softeon WMS Cloud, you can simply add those additional capabilities all the way to achieving our powerful, full-blown WMS anytime you need them. What does that do for you? Well, for starters, it means your system isn't junked up with functionality you don't need at a particular site. It also means you can easily tailor the capabilities for different sites across your network, depending on their requirements and operating model. That also means your company can use one cloud-based WMS from the smallest to the largest facilities with the precise functionality each site needs. That's pretty powerful. And why one of the world's largest 3PLs, DB Schenker, is using Softeon WMS Cloud on a global basis, easily tailoring its deployments for the individual needs of each client. Here's what Schenker executive Michael Brandis had to say about its program base on Softeon WMS Cloud. With the launch of this IT service based on WMS Cloud, a WMS implementation has less time to market than the procurement of a scanner, he said, adding that for small and mid-sized businesses with basic requirements, we are now able to configure the WMS in days to match our customers' requirements. That's a pretty powerful statement about how WMS in the cloud changes the game, isn't it? Softeon has also smartly addressed the resource issue by creating for WMS Cloud an array of templates for different vertical industries such as food, electronics, and other sectors that walk operations personnel right through how to configure the system. It keeps track of what you've done and what you haven't done. It makes it easy to get the system up and running with little or no IT support. Finally, we'll say right here that response time issues are something you don't need to worry about with Softeon WMS Cloud. Internet speeds continue to improve, and we deliver WMS Cloud through Amazon's content delivery network, which operates at very high speeds. Second, so-called T1 lines, which are dedicated connections that operate at speeds faster than most companies' own networks, continue to fall in price and can provide all the speed anyone needs for something like $600 a month, easily affordable for most facilities. Third, Softeon has built WMS Cloud so that data traffic is optimized on both web screens and radio frequency terminals, taking advantage of newer technologies to speed the flow of data back and forth from the servers in the cloud. And finally, when required, we can use a small server with what we call agents. These are pieces of code that do nothing but manage requests for data for things like material handling systems or label printers to ensure lightning-fast performance. The bottom line of all this is that Softeon Cloud WMS will meet the response time needs of almost every distribution center, something we're pretty sure many other WMS vendors cannot say. So let's sum it all up, shall we? Any cloud-based software, including WMS, has a number of advantages, including lower cost deployments, fast time to value, automatic upgrades, and more. But cloud-based WMS has not really gone mainstream. Why? Lack of support from the largest providers. And that's the biggest thing, really. But also concerns about response times and more. With WMS Cloud, Softeon has simply solved every one of these challenges, real or perceived, as we've talked about today. Beyond that, Softeon has brought true innovation to the cloud WMS space. That includes flexibly delivering the precise functionality needed to operate the most basic to the most complex DC, and a unique configuration tool that makes it easy and effective for operations personnel to set up the system. Most important of all, this isn't just theory. We have a growing number of proof points operating successfully today across the globe. We'd love to talk to you about this breakthrough product and how it just might help solve some of your distribution challenges. We also have an excellent white paper on this topic that you can find at the link below. Thank you for watching.